Everyone is being naive. There's no such thing as a profitable LLM without ads. Betting on an ad-free LLM is like basically betting against math. OpenAI burned 1.6 billion last year alone, and all the other companies are doing their best to match it. Only one business model is going to scale indefinitely with it: ads. One query, one ad. A billion queries, a minimum billion ads. The economics of it dictate the outcome. The ads are coming and they're inevitable. But what's worth talking about now is who's going to win. The first ones that are going to monetize your attention and not just your answer. But what's also worth talking about is the problem. Whoever embeds ad in the model outputs controls what billions of people see as objective truth. And I think that's a really scary reality. I'm Blake, and I've spent the last 10 years in tech advising companies on their data and AI strategy. I'm here to break down for you the most interesting moves that all the players are making in AI. The products, the moats, the distribution tactics. Everything is curated so that you can stay informed. Today, we're going to be diving into the upcoming land grab for ad revenue. Let's break it down. I'll start with something Sam Altman said. AI will be superhuman at persuasion before superhuman at intelligence. The key word in that is persuasion. When an LLM answers a question, that answer feels like the truth. But if an advertiser pays to change that answer, that truth is going to become inventory. The company that controls this doesn't just sell ads. They're selling the perception of truth. And if they lock that in, nobody's going to be able to compete. They're going to get to rewrite reality for profit. Now, I'm going to spoil the video for you here. I think that Google's going to win. That's my ultimate take. But to make it as clear as to why they're going to win, we're going to need to explore what all the major players are doing and what strengths that they have. It's only natural to start with Google. I think that Google isn't just building an AI business. They're upgrading the world's largest ad monopoly. And if you've noticed over the last few days, they've actually made their first foray into native chat ads. If you look at the ads now, it's quite similar to what Bard looked like compared to Gemini. There's a lot of room for improvement, but they will get there. And of course, having to become the best AI company wasn't by choice. The upstarts like OpenAI and Anthropic, they're eating their biggest revenue model. But as they're forced to compete, they're also going to use all the moats they have to their advantage. Basically, every entry point to the internet already funnels through Google infrastructure. They don't need to find users. They have 4 billion users: Android, Chrome, Maps, Gmail, YouTube. They also don't need to find advertisers. They have millions already paying them. They have a dedicated ad sales force. If they were to embed Gemini into search, it's going to turn their existing monopoly into an AI monopoly overnight. They technically win by default because they own the rails. And I haven't even touched on Waymo or DeepMind or whatever they cook up next in their labs. On the other hand, there's also OpenAI. OpenAI arguably has the smartest model and the consumer mindshare, but I think they're homeless. They live in Microsoft's house. Azure, Bing, Office, it's all rented land. OpenAI has zero control over the operating system or the browser. To sell ads, they're going to need data. Yes, they have chat logs. But Google has your search history, has location, emails, purchases. It's just not a fair fight. I think that's why they created Atlas. It's basically a data play. But alas, Atlas isn't Chrome. And unfortunately for OpenAI, the brand recognition that they get from that is not going to pay the rent. In the platform wars, I think the landlord always wins. And I do see OpenAI releasing a suite of work-related tools, their versions of Word, Excel, PowerPoint in the future. I arguably think maybe even a Atlassian takeover. I think stranger things have happened. But also, who else is in the race? I think another big contender is Meta. Meta knows who you are. Their mode is the social graph. They can embed AI into the conversations you care about most. They have the context. They know your interests, your behavior. I think that data is gold for targeted ads. They are strong in engagement and social commerce, but what I think they're weak in is neutral information provisioning. Social isn't search. And if you go to Instagram for facts, you're not really going for the right thing. You're going for vibes. Meta wins on engagement, but they're going to lose on the truth monopoly. They also lack the enterprise-grade search AI dominance and enterprise distribution that Google has. Google knows what you want. That's a dangerous difference. They do have a large chance of owning the entertainment niche, but they're not going to own the information utility. Which brings us to the last one I want to talk about, X. X is betting that the truth is overrated. Now is what matters. They own the real-time pulse. News breaks on X. X plays the disruptor. It's fast-moving, cultural, willing to take risks. But their ad infrastructure is broken. And let's face it, brands are scared of the chaos that X has. They can disrupt the narrative, but they can't monetize at the scale of Google. So how can I put this simply? Google basically owns the pipes. Microsoft owns the office. Meta owns the party. And if that's the case, I think X owns the riot. In a war for information dominance, owning the pipes is going to beat everything else. So if you're betting on the winner, bet on the plumbing. Google is the plumbing, and they have the ultimate flywheel. The more users they have, the more data they have, the better ad targeting they have, which means the more revenue they get, the better models they have, and therefore the more users they get. So once the ad engine starts, the door is going to close forever. I'm Blake. Hopefully this was interesting. See you in the next one.